Hey guys, I'm just gonna say this right now. This is not a let's play. This is just I kind of felt like having a bonus video, I guess. Mostly since my Horizon Zero Dawn let's play hit 100 episodes recently, I thought it would be kind of fun to have a quick bonus clip of another game that I've been currently playing. I think I might do this every now and then when I just feel like it. Uh, Today I want to show you Bloodborne. Just so you know, I'm not like a super hardcore fan or gamer, like a hardcore Bloodborne player. Yes, I understand. This game is not for casuals. If you're a casual gamer, don't waste your time with this game because it's Dark Souls. If you know what Dark Souls is, it is one of the hardest games to ever exist. And this game is takes that formula and adds a new coat of paint. It has some really nice mechanics. Unlike Dark Souls, I think this one focuses more on aggressive play versus defense, and that it's shown. It definitely shows because in the game there's only like two shields and they both suck. But this is my character right here. I'll show you the stats. Yes, they're not the best stats ever. I think this is considered a quality build, which is like balanced. Um, right now, I'm going to start focusing more. I just wanted to focus on balancing my stats a little bit, but I think from here on out, I'm going to focus on my vitality and my strength, which are my main two stats, and then occasionally give it into some endurance and some skill and blunt tinge. I'm not really doing an arcane run. I understand that arcane is a pretty good stat. I think it's a decent stat, but like you don't really need it since a lot of the stuff that it uses is so late game. It just doesn't make sense to have it. And if you look on the top left corner, yes, my character's name is Billy Bob. I don't know why he doesn't even look like a redneck. I mean, the lips kind of look fucked up, but no, this is not supposed to look like me. I mean, the beard and the mustache was, but I just decided to go kind of fantasy with the scars and the white eye. Um, my gear setup kind of sucks. This is like my second time playing, like my third time playing this game, and this is the furthest I got because I kind of quit before. But I have, oops, uh, I have a saw cleaver, saw spear, hunter axe, threaded cane, kirk hammer, and the rifle spear. Which, out of all these weapons, I think my favorite weapon is the kirk hammer, as you can see, because I put +3 into it. That's how far I upgraded it. Plus, it has a decent amount of damage. And I gotta say, I love the synergy between its somewhat quick sword and its high damage but slow hammer. Level 32. Um, I know my stat distribution kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, but I I decided to play this game how I wanted to play it, so I played it that way. Um, Another thing I kind of want to show you is my inventory real quick. And also a really nice grinding spot that I love going to. So we'll show that in a moment. But as you can see, I have plenty of Molotovs. I love having these on hand. Oil lanterns, or urns, sorry. Very good item to have. I have some poison knives and throwing knives, but I barely use them, to be honest. Pebbles, fire paper, which I'm saving for a specific boss later in the game. Some shining coins, which I honestly don't use at all. I don't play online. I don't really want to get hunted by another player. I mean, I don't know how many people play this still, but yeah. I have two of those. I gotta look up what this does. I'm sorry, I honestly don't know what this does. And don't worry, this is not a substitution for my Horizon Zero Dawn Let's Play. This is why I'm recording this early, okay? And I'm only gonna record for like half an hour. I just wanted to do that. Do this. Ritual Blood. Ritual Blood from Bloodborne. I took some selfies earlier. I don't take selfies at all unless if I'm making a profile picture for my Facebook page, my personal Facebook. And there's this meme called Dick Butt. It's a weird meme, and I just slipped it in as a joke to show my friends. Okay, there it is. I was like, wait, what? Ritual Blood is an item in Bloodborne that can be combined with other ritual materials to create a chalice dungeon. Oh. Okay. I'm not that far in the game. The last boss I fought was Father Gascoigne, and I'm currently going through the old Yarnum, which is fun. That Gatling guy sucked, and plus, honestly, I kind of wish I didn't kill him, because I'm not gonna lie, his weapons kind of suck. You get the ability to purchase 2 weapons, the rifle spear and the stake driver, which you actually get a rifle spear for free a little bit after you beat him, so it's not worth buying. And the stake driver, I heard, is just like slow. It's good, but you get too up close to an enemy and you could easily be hit by an enemy, so it's just like you have a risk and reward kind of thing. Plus, it's super expensive. 8,000 blood echoes? I mean, later in the game, you're going to have like 20, 30, 40,000 blood echoes because you're not really going to spend them on much, but like, come on, really? Yeah, the Kirk Hammer you get immediately after you beat the first boss. Not immediately, but you like unlock the ability to buy it, which I would recommend because it's actually a really good weapon. Speaking of weapon, I want to check if I need to quickly repair when you go to this workshop table. No. Yeah, I tested out the spear a little bit. I don't like it. It's okay. I'll show you it a little bit here. On there. So let's head off to Central Yarnum because I want to show you that nice little trick I like using for farming. Excuse me. Talk to these little suckers, Central Yarnum. I would recommend fighting the first boss before you do this trick, though, because the first boss, after you encounter the first boss, the Cleric Beast, well, he could be the first boss, you get Insight, which allows you to talk to the wall, which allows you to upgrade your stats. And I would pretty much focus on your main stat and vitality, but for the most part, focus on your vitality for a while. You want to be a tanky character. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on. And normally, if you come here, early in the game, you will not be able to go to the left here because that gate would be closed. Excuse me. And you would have to go this way. There's an enemy over here. Not that, that's a dead body. There's an item on that body. There's an enemy right over here behind that coffin. But like, that enemy took 1 hit and died. That's an enemy that you fight, or that's pretty much the first enemy you fight in the game. There's one earlier than that, but it doesn't really matter. But as you can see, I just killed one shot these suckers. And as for the rifle spear is very, very unique in that normally it's a spear, and as you can see, it's a one-handed spear, which is pretty nice. I actually kind of like the range on it. It's not terrible, but when you use your trick weapon, it becomes a two-handed spear, which does a little bit more damage, and on top of that, it becomes a gun. So you can shoot people with it. I missed badly, but don't worry, the thing I'm about to do is back. As for the Kirk Hammer, it's normally a sword. And I would not go down there. There's an enemy called an Executioner. They are very hard enemies to fight. Definitely don't fight them early on. It becomes a hammer, which does a lot of damage. However, it has a slow build up, so be very careful. I'm going to head back to that thing I was talking about. I just wanted to show off the saw spear, the rifle spear a little bit. I would recommend not going through your menus that often when you're in the overworld, because the game doesn't pause. You're out in the open, and I believe that also doubles when you click the home button, because one time when I was in an area where I thought was safe, I clicked the home button back to the main menu of the PS4 and then came back a little bit later and my character was dead. It's because I was ambushed by two of these cathedral guys, which aren't really hard enemies. They're kind of slow, and I mean they hit hard, but each weapon in this game has two forms. Well, melee weapons, and they could be vastly different. For example, its first form is a somewhat quick, somewhat quick and decently powerful weapon. I'll show you here. There's an enemy over here. See, it took me 2 hits. As you progress, the enemies get a little harder. And there's a guy in a wheelchair right there. Definitely kill him. A, he's an enemy. B, don't give a shit. And C, he drops Quicksilver bullets in 4 of them at a time, which he respawns. This area is very quick and easy to get to, at least once you unlock it, because it is a shortcut you have to go the long way to unlock. It takes a little while, but it's worth it in my opinion. Go up here, kill these 2 guys. I do this every now and then. Up here is another guy I'm gonna personally transform back to the Kirk camera real quick. You also get the ability to use 2 guns. The Saw Spear is pretty good because it counts as a gun, but I would not recommend using it, like I said. Over here, there are 2 of these, I forgot the names of them. I just call them werewolves, but 2 of them is very hard to fight. However, there's a thing you could do. Jesus, they spot me at really? That guy did. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck me! Sorry. This game makes your adrenaline pump. For some reason, this enemy cannot make it through this doorway, and for some reason the enemy's being really smart right now. I would recommend changing to your longest range weapon. Actually, I do have a new weapon I want to test out. I got the Ready Cane recently. I like the Threaded Cane more than most. It's a skill-based weapon, which is why I'm not doing a lot of damage, because I haven't really been focusing on skill that much. But I just wanted to try it out a little bit. Whoa. So sometimes, if you're lucky, the enemy will just die on the stairs. However, if you're unlucky, they will glitch through the stairs and you'll never be able to loot them. But don't worry, these enemies respawn, so you can fight them as many times as you want. And I'll show you how enemies respawn in a moment. And I like these guys because they drop 3 blood vials each, which are your main source of healing. This is a great source for this. If I go to my inventory, don't worry, there's not really any enemies that could ambush me right now. I could find the blood echoes. Wait, really? Point is, I have a lot of blood echoes. Or blood vials. I think I have like 140 of them in my storage. Anyway, over here is a misclick. Jesus Christ. Over here is a brick troll. I just like throwing a Molotov at this guy because if you're lucky, you'll kill the 3 throws, which I honestly got pretty lucky right there. Trick weapon. And... I didn't get the timing, I didn't get the parry right, but I stunned him for a bit, so that's good. These things hit like a truck. Be very careful. Be very careful. They also drop blood vials. Right over here would be the first boss, but I already beat that boss a long time ago. And the last thing I want to show before I end off this just bonus video, I forgot where I go exactly because I haven't really gone to this area in a while. Sorry, I think we go left here. No. Right. Near the kennels. It's right here. Another good grinding spot because there's some pretty good enemies here that drop like 200 blood echoes each. This area could be pretty easy for you to die. So be very careful, drop down these rafters, and now I want to show you one of my favorite things that can happen. It's a very funny thing. I don't know why it's like this, and it all begins with one of those large huntsmen, which are larger and stronger versions of those weaker guys we fought earlier. So I'm going to switch back to my pebble. Oh, didn't need to. So that guy right there, he dropped down, took a little bit of damage. That's not what I wanted to show. He knows I'm up here and wants to get to me, and the only way he could get up to me is, in his mind, climbing that ladder over there and then trying to find a way to get up here, which you can by climbing this ladder, but they're not that smart. So he's gonna go up to that ladder and just watch. It's kind of funny. As you can see, he drops. And he takes damage every time he falls. I'm not joking. This enemy could kill himself doing this. It takes a few cycles. And you know you succeed when you get the blood echoes, because whenever an enemy dies, you automatically get the blood echoes. You don't have to go up to them and loot them. Sometimes they drop items, but usually just the occasional blood vial or pebble or whatnot. Other enemies, depending on the enemy, they drop different stuff. I don't use the monocular that much, to be honest. It just adds like a nice little crosshair for your aiming, because you can use your gun in this. Though, to be honest, I thought the zoom was going to be a lot better, but hey, whatever. Maybe 2 or 3 more tries. One more, I think. And it's just not the enemy that can't get past that little ledge right there. I actually fell off right there once. I didn't die from the fall because it only did a little bit of damage, but yeah, for whatever reason, little lips like that are like that normally anyone from a normal game would climb over. For some reason, your character gets stuck on it, so you have to like roll on it. And if you're unlucky enough, you're gonna slip off. Oh, come on! Yeah, sometimes if the guy contacts the other guy, he doesn't fall. But, oops, sorry. Can I really not lock on to him on this range? I want to see how much HP the dude has. So, it would have taken 2 more tries. We'll kick his ass. And I fell off. That's worst case scenario right there. That is, I was not trying to do that, I swear. Luckily, these idiots can't climb ladders, so you're safe. But yeah, those enemies could swarm you, so be very cautious. Oh! Never mind. Oh, I climbed the ladder just fine there. Why? Sorry for that mistake. Blood shard. Yeah, they could drop blood shards, which upgrades your weapon, so that's actually a really good drop. These guys, they don't really drop much, I don't think. I think at best you could get like a pebble or maybe a blood vial. I'm not sure. Over here is a very hard enemy. These things can combo you to death. They hit hard and can stun lock you if they're given the chance. And that's really about it. I didn't get the guy to kill himself from dropping off the ladder, but it can happen. And it's not rare at all. It's pretty common, actually. The rare thing is that the other dude somehow helped him and didn't. Anyway. And yet they can't climb this ladder. Pretty sure they could. They could easily find me and kick my ass over there. Anyway, going back to the main hub, Hunter's Dream, where we'll end this short clip off. I just wanted to show you some of the funny things you could do in this, simple things you could do in this game to grind early on. So that's not really a good grinding. If you want blood echoes, just go around Central Yarnum at the beginning of the game and kill a few enemies. You also have to encounter the first boss before you're able to upgrade it, so gotta do that. First boss would normally be through that gate over there, which we'll be going right now. Not to fight the boss, because you can't fight the bosses again, I don't think. But because there's a lantern light. Yeah, sometimes the bodies of the enemies, like the ragdoll physics, they're not the best. They're kind of glitchy. In fact, that does remind me of one other thing is... One time, one of these enemies, they glitched into the little window thing above the doorway right there. It was really fun. And after we're done with this, I'm going to pop this game out and pop in Horizon and start my next episode for that series. Return to Hunter's Dream. When you return to Hunter's Dream, your inventory stocks with items that you collected and added to the storage, you know, such as blood vials and quicksilver, as well as enemies respawn. Well, most enemies respawn. There's exceptions. Usually other hunters and bosses don't respawn. And yeah, there's Hunter's Dream for you. You could buy stuff right here. Usual items, pretty good. Fire weapons are actually really helpful for beast-type enemies, so definitely have stock of Molotovs and fire paper, which you can't buy quite yet. You can buy your weapons here, you unlock more as you go. In the beginning of the game, you get the choice between 3 weapons, the Saw Cleaver, Hunter Axe, and the Threaded Cane. If you're first time playing this game, I would recommend the Saw Cleaver because it's a good mix between speed and power. The Hunter Axe is slow, but hits really hard, and the Threaded Cane is fast, but doesn't have as much damage. And it scales to scale. As you can see, attribute bonus, the letters mean... The closer the letter is to A, its damage increases better with that specific stat. The arm is strength, the hand is skill, the hole with the slash line right there is blood tinge, and the star is arcane. And each one skills different stats. So, and then over time you unlock more stuff. You get this from a dead body somewhere in the aqueduct. I would look it up. It's a pretty decent weapon, actually. I like it a little bit more than this, to be honest. The Saw Cleaver. The Saw Spear is basically a skill version of the Saw Cleaver. A little bit weaker, though, but it is faster, which is not that bad, actually. If I was focusing on skill, I would probably be using it rather than the Saw Cleaver, I'm not gonna lie. You can buy your guns here. I would recommend starting off with the Hunter Blunderbuss because this thing, it does not as much damage, but it could parry a lot easier. It has good shooting speed and really good endurance. Or durability, sorry, not endurance. Wrong stat. So definitely pick this up first. The repeating pistol is another good weapon I like. I think the Hunter pistol is the other choice you have for a gun. You could buy a tire hair, which I already bought, so you don't see it. And there's a few other things, but again, I can't buy them quite yet. You can sell items too, which I wouldn't really. There's not really anything worth selling in this game, to be honest. And over here is another merchant. This one uses Insight as a way of purchasing items. You buy a tire here. I think there's some weapons later in the game you could buy with it. I already bought everything from it, so it's not really useful in my opinion. Pungent Blood Cocktail. There's actually a really good area you could use this in, which I won't be showing, but there's in the old Yarnum, there's this like cathedral with a bunch of praying enemies, and you can hit this chain, causing the Chandelier in the center to catch fire and burn a lot of the enemies. If you throw the Pungent Blood Cocktail into the center of the fire, those enemies will jump into the fire trying to find that cocktail, and they'll burn to death. It's actually a really easy way to get blood souls, and the best part is those enemies respawn. But it's kind of tough to get into that area because it's not really near any lanterns, and there's a really tough NPC that constantly shoots a gun at you, which I did kill. I didn't really care about his side quest all that much, and I just thought his weapons would be a lot better. I mean, when you hear Rifle Spear, you think, oh, this is going to be the best weapon in the game, but nah, it's kind of average. It's not my favorite, at least at this point. Whoops. Sorry, bro. I hope those weren't old. sucks. Anyway, right here you could fortify your weapon, which means upgrade. I don't plan on upgrading right now because I only have like 10 blood shards. I kind of want to save it if I find a better weapon I kind of like. Which, as you can see, I love the Kirk Hammer. The Saw Cleaver, the Saw Spear, which I thought about using it for a while, but to be honest, I'm not really going to focus on skill right now. Maybe a little bit later in the game once I'm done focusing on strength and vitality. You can repair your weapons, which I would recommend keeping them repaired as much as you can, because I believe they break if you don't. I don't really use these two, so I'm not going to... it's only a few. No. Wrong one. Repair weapon. Sorry for that. Blood gem modification. Blood gems are weapons, or not weapons, items that increase certain stats. And I think some even decrease depending on how good the increase is. There are different types. There's these, like, star ones. There's this one. I'm not good with blood gems, okay? I'm new to that concept, okay? This is the furthest I've gone. But, yeah, definitely get these whenever you get the chance. Sorry. And, leave. Yeah. As for upgrading your stats, once you have any kind of insight, go to this doll lady. Yes, she's a doll.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
And you could talk to her, you could leave, you could channel Blood Echoes, which is upgrading your stats. I can't do it right now, but yeah. Character's name. Vitality is your HP, endurance is your stamina, and resistance is... Strength is, well, pretty self-explanatory. I think I kind of explained a little bit. Not really. But a lot of weapons skill off these 4 stats. Mostly strength and skill, but there are ones that use Blood Tinge and Arcane. But the Arcane ones you don't get until a little bit later in the game, so I just recommend not really focusing on Arcane on that much. So early on, I would just say Vitality and a little bit of... Mostly Vitality and your main stat, which mine is Strength. I have skill a little bit high because I was kind of torn between these two, but...
Farewell, good hunter. May you...
If I could click it, Jesus. Stats. Does it show what I chose? Military Veteran, which focuses on strength mostly. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I like Bloodborne. It's a very difficult game. The bosses are very difficult, but fun. I actually beat Father Gascoigne, the second boss. Well, at least in the order I did it. The first try, which is surprising because I fought him once before, and this is a while ago, not currently. It took me several tries to actually beat him. But I can't show you the boss fight, but there's an NPC in this game that he's... Like, you have to talk to this window, and this girl gives you an item called the music box. This item is very good during the Father Gascoigne fight. The girl is Father Gascoigne's daughter. And during the fight, when you use it, it stuns him for several seconds, giving you an opportunity to hit him. However, I would recommend using it mostly during his second phase. He has 3 phases. His first phase, he has a short axe and blunderbuss. His second phase, he extends his hunter axe, which is the trick for the hunter axe, but you could actually get as a weapon. Sorry. There we go. So first, it's like a pretty nice axe. To be honest, I kind of like it and might keep it equipped. I'm not gonna lie. And then it could be a 2-handed axe, which swings slower, but it does have a nice range. Yeah, it's actually a nice weapon. I'm not gonna lie. I like how it looks. But I prefer the shorthand because you have the blunderbuss, which can stun enemies. Anyway. His second phase, he extends the axe. He doesn't use the gun, but he is very quick, so kind of doesn't matter. And then his third phase, he transforms into a werewolf, which is extremely difficult to fight. He hits really hard. He could jump over things. He could just do tons of mayhem. The music box stuns him several times for several seconds. You can hit him really hard. However, if you use it 3 times when he's not a werewolf, he will automatically transform into it, and he will have more HP than he would have before, I believe. I think that's something I read. I'm not sure. So I would recommend just using it twice. Get him to his werewolf form before you use it a 3rd time, and then once he's in a werewolf, find a good time to use it a 3rd time, because it will only work 1 more time when he's a werewolf. And just go crazy on him. He's kind of a simple boss once you get down to it, but he is a very good skill check in this game. He teaches you a lot of the mechanics about hunters, because there are several other hunters in the game that you will be fighting. So but he is a very difficult boss. Very fun boss to fight. And I personally think he's a fun boss. And in fact, once you beat him, you actually unlock the ability to purchase his outfit. Gascoigne's cap, Gascoigne's garb, gloves, and trousers. I have the garb and gloves equipped. For my other items, I have the Yarnum Hunter trousers, and the Yarnum Hunter cap. Blue numbers mean that increases, red means it decreases. I'm just sticking with the balance. Hey, this is my first time playing this game, so I don't really care about the whole get good or you should focus on one stat and not really give a crap about others. I'm just making my character balanced and how I want to make my character. That's what gaming is about. It's about customization, not sticking to one specific archetype. If you understand what I mean. Anyway, there's some other weapons in the game that I think you get a little bit later. This YouTube channel I like watching called Man at Arms, they actually did a video on the Salt Cleaver. They made this weapon in person. It's like a real saw cleaver. It's a really cool video. Definitely check it out. They make a lot of cool weapons from different movies, different anime, just a lot of things. And it's fan suggested. It's been around for a while. It's kind of changed handles a few times, I think. It's now a different blacksmith than it used to be. But overall, it's one of my favorite types of videos to watch. Just it's pretty awesome seeing how they make these weapons in real life. And by far, I think this was my favorite video because the way they made this thing, it looked so good. And this is one of my favorite weapons. But I do want to start using the harass a little bit. In fact, I can't leave the Kirk Hammer out of this. The Kirk Hammer just has a special place in my heart. I'm sorry. Probably shouldn't do this, but I think I'm going to upgrade this once. I'm not going to upgrade it twice because I don't think I'll have enough. The upgrade cost, I think... Oh, no, I do have enough, but I want to wait on that. I know blood shards are kind of finite, like they're limited, but hey, occasionally I find one from doing that fun grinding thing I did earlier. But I'm going to end it here because I just wanted to do this video just as a fun bonus since I didn't make a video yesterday, and I'm not making a video today later. Besides this is just, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back in a minute with Horizon Zero Dawn. I just have to pop that in and whatnot. So, peace out. And no, I'm not Let's Playing this game. That will be too much for me. I like the game, but it's a game that isn't... I mean, it's Let's Playable, but it's a frustrating game. I will die a lot and rage quit a lot. Let me read that comment real quick and then, you know. And yeah, I know my rants are kind of stupid. I apologize. Some of them are fun, but... I just hope this video didn't glitch. How funny would it be if it's like the last however long was just a blank screen and just commentary. Sometimes that happens. thanks, man, and you're welcome. So, peace out.